Okay, now it's live.
That's amazingly long. That it
That was
took
really
that long.
ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, who are you again?
Cold one, the cold one. John Colderon's Lawson for your entertainment, people.
For your entertainment.
Today, yes.
I'm Brent Leary. I'm not bringing any entertainment. I'm bringing the truth.
No.
That's what I bring. You can
Now, here's the
entertain the
truth.
masses. You can entertain the masses. I'll
Here's the
bring
truth.
the noise.
You're not entertaining, so it wouldn't work anyway.
I'm more the guy that you can depend on for the truth. Let's see. We got a comment.
We got a comment.
My buddy Finn, AI for president. No, Finn, not AI for president. We don't.
It can't be much worse.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
talk about
I'm
that. We will talk about that for sure.
I'm not against it.
No, I'm not. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay, well, talk about it. Where are you going?
But I want to talk about. Oh, I gotta load my slides up because I do actually have slides this time.
You have slides.
I've got visuals.
Short for this show.
I got visuals.
I mean, come on.
I know it's a little tough, but yeah, just a few slides, just a few visuals. Oh man,
I got to do homework now.
Nah. It's actually a takeoff from something we talked about on July 4th.
Oh,
you know, okay. I just found something that made me when I have to revisit something. Come on, here it is. My computer, and I'm using my new. I had to put to rest my my MacBook. The M1 Max,
the old one, huh?
It's been weird. It's been acting up, and it's really been acting up trying to use this stuff. Like for some reason, it wasn't able to locate my good camera, and it kept on switching me back to the webcam on the machine, which is like, no way. I spent X amount of dollars just to use that. All right, my stuff is it is. All right, so you might have referred. First of all, Alan, can't be much worse. Well, we'll see about that. We'll talk about that.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, and then we'll eventually see it. Just strap in, I guess. But remember we were talking about on July 4th, good old Sammy from OpenAI put out his what to the billionaire is the 4th of July. We had a little fun with that. All right, so I was all ready to leave that until next year. But another one of those billionaires, one of those techno capitalists, I think he actually one-upped Sammy and what he had to say. And I'm going to show you. Oh, okay. I'm just getting the email. All right. So let me bring up my slides here. And I want to go to, I'm going to hold off on that one for a second. Yes, this is what I want to go to. Somebody tries to call me right in the middle of this show. All right, Marc Andreessen. Famous tech guy from the 90s. What was that browser he put out? Netscape. He was like really the first the first real good browser on the market. And they had the lion market share for a couple of years before Microsoft came in and Internet Explorer, and then eventually Google came in with Chrome, and it's been all Chrome ever since. I guess some people still use what's that one that Apple has? Safari. I never use that, but it's still out there.
Never.
All right. So, but anyway, he went from being like a tech guy to being a tech investor guy. And Andreessen Horowitz is one of the bigger, well-known tech VCs out there. He was apparently chatting on one of those, I guess, billionaire-only kind of discussions where, the riffraff really aren't a part of these discussions. Only the techno-capitalist guys, like the Sammys and, the guys that are wanting to make all of us billionaires, so they say. This is where that's kind of bull. So somebody that was privy to this back channel discussion leaked some of the stuff that he was saying. So one of the things he says is universities will pay the price for DEI. And let's see. Influential tech investor and Trump advisor Mark Andreessen recently said universities will pay the price for promoting diversity and allegedly discriminating against supporters of President Donald Trump, according to messages he sent to a group chat with White House officials and technology leaders. So this is what the techno-capitalists are saying when they're just talking amongst the other techno-capitalists. Here's what he apparently said. Combination of DEI and immigration, systematic discrimination against the Trump voter base. The Trump voter base has figured this out. I have not yet found anyone in university leadership who will engage on this.
Engage on what?
He's talking about, I guess, how DEI is the main villain for discrimination against the Trump voter base.
Okay. Or is it the other way around?
No, it's well, we know what it really is. Now,
I'm just saying. I mean, obviously,
juxtapose that though against how Sammy in his open excrement or X, whatever they call these things now, where he said we all should be billionaires. We all just be technical, or what did he say? The magic of techno capitalism will raise all the boats.
Okay.
That's what he said. He's saying that in a public X or tweet or whatever. But now on the back channels, that's not necessarily what they're talking about, apparently. Not the techno capitalists. They're talking.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm saying one guy, they're both techno capitalists. They're both billionaires. They both made their money.
That doesn't mean they have the same views.
I think there might be some similarities if you really think about it. I know one guy said something and the other guy said something else, but one guy said something to the public, and it was in response to the guy in New York who's running and Zohan Magdani, I think is his last name, the guy who ran, and he said something to the effect of billionaires should be eliminated or something like that. And in response, that's what Sammy said. He didn't come out and he said everybody should be able to be billionaires. We shouldn't eliminate billionaires. Everybody.
Yeah,
should.
but I don't see the only thing you're saying is that
the connection is back. First of all, they're techno billionaires. They both have privy, the money and the power and the connections to get stuff that they want done. One guy is saying, well, we should be able to let everybody become a billionaire because techno-capitalism will raise all boats. And the other guy is basically saying, nah, these guys that are running like the universities and where, universities are open forums and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they need to pay a price for those DEI stuff because that DEI stuff is basically discriminating against Trump voters. So it's not the lift all boats talk that publicly Sammy is stating. It's more, all right, we need to punish these guys because they are discriminating because they're giving people opportunity that never get it. We need to discriminate those.
Way too much.
We need to discriminate against that kind of thought pattern.
Yeah, you're reading way too much in it.
I'm absolutely not. I'm reading right into it because, as we said, techno-capitalists, the talk sounds great, but in reality, we know that will never happen. This guy is at least talking his realness, even if it's only to a bunch of his fellow techno-capitalists. But he's saying stuff that I really believe he believes, whereas Sammy wasn't saying stuff I think he really believes. Or at least he doesn't believe it'll ever happen. That's why I wanted to juxtapose one of these conversations in the privacy of the other techno-capitalists, the other one in the public forum on X. One guy says something that I know he believes in terms of there should never be any discussion about eliminating billionaires. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, I can't even follow your logic here.
Well, that's
Honestly,
I'm used to that, but that's okay.
yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I can't follow the logic here. I mean, one guy's a happily married gay guy. This is, I mean, so you can't.
I'm not even going in that direction. I'm talking
Yeah,
strictly
but I'm
on
talking
the
about
techno
him,
capitalism. One guy is
right?
one guy
But
is
I
saying in
mean,
one guy is saying in public, billionaires, we should all be billionaires. We should let techno capitalism raise all our boats and let the unwashed masses join the billionaires in billionairedom. That
okay,
will never happen. It
okay,
has
but
never
this
happened.
has nothing to do
This is
with
this is
that,
this is the other
other
side of
than the fact that they're both billionaires.
one guy is attacking DEI because he thinks it discriminates against a whole
Okay,
group of
I
Trump
get
voters.
that, and we can talk about that. Okay, and the
Well,
other
if you
guy
follow,
is a DEI.
not in their no,
I
not in
mean,
their
he
definition,
is.
not in their definition of it,
He is.
not in their definition of it, because he's got the money and the power and he's a tech leader.
I
So
know, but he's
he's
also
not
married to
he's
a
not
man.
yeah, but he's not worried. They're not.
It's just anyway, man. You're
They are
overlooking.
not.
You're
They
stretching.
are. No, I'm not stretching. I'm saying this.
Okay, well, fine.
He's able to do all that stuff because he's a techno capitalist, because he's a billionaire, because he's got power and influence over this technology. If he didn't have any of that, do you think he would be accepted? I don't think
what do
so.
you mean
Jack.
accepted? I don't.
Oh man! All right, let's move on because I don't want to.
Okay, yeah, because I mean you're going a little.
No, I'm. You're not following me because you say because he has that, he's DEI, and I bet he doesn't view himself as DEI. That's all I'm saying.
I don't view myself as DEI, but shit, I hate the DEI concept. It's stupid. First time I heard it, I thought it was stupid.
Oh, okay. Now this is really interesting. Really interesting. So, hundreds of years, one group of people were kept out of complete power, money, the ability to be free. And until there was a complete change of the overall country, the way the country operated, like slavery, that was abolished. And then there was opportunities for those folks to do things that they could never do before.
I don't believe in begging at no man's table.
It's not begging. Not begging.
Whatever. If you're gonna engage me, you're gonna have to listen to my
begging not to be a slave. But you consider that begging?
You consider DEI the removal of slavery?
I consider DEI the one of the things that they tried to use in order to even the playing field, not all the way.
I've never heard of DEI until after 2020. So that's me.
Well, that's because they switched the term. It didn't always. Okay. It was not always called DEI.
All right. Well, DEI. I think DEI is dumb.
I think trying to give people opportunities that didn't have it before is fine. I don't care what the hell you call it. But
okay.
But this.
Let me ask you this: who gives them the opportunity? The oppressor.
Well, because
let's get. I want to be very clear.
Now you told me, you asked me a question. Now you're not letting me finish it.
I just want to be very clear.
I would like to answer your question. No, it's not a very simple. There's nothing in this country that is very simple. Yes or no.
Well, go ahead.
Because there would have been no need for Brown versus the Board of Education if people in power said, "Okay, this is the law now. All right, we're going to let these folks in." Because the law changed and now we have to go by the law. No,
this is deep. We're gonna get really deep.
Well, I think there's a need to get deep to a certain extent because the line of thinking is basically what he's saying is DEI.
I don't want to talk about him anymore.
I'm just using the term.
Okay.
It used to be like, remember we used to talk about digital divide and looking at employment opportunities in private companies and seeing the corporate the corporate ladder only going up a certain way for people that look kind of like us.
Look, man,
until certain laws and legislation. All right, I'm done. I don't want to talk.
I know,
about
but I'm just saying you're doing a
I
whole
don't.
lot
I
of
don't want
explaining.
to because apparently I need to, but you won't let me, and I
Why?
don't want to get.
I'm black.
I don't want to
I
get
live
deep.
in America.
I don't want
I
to get
already
deep
know
in
what
here
it's
anymore.
like to live as a black American.
Apparently, you didn't know what it was like. You haven't really looked at the history and the trajectory, because if you just look at the last 5 years, that's nothing.
I'm
But if you
talking
look at
about
what happened the last
DEI.
200 years, I
You
don't
want
like.
to go back to affirmative action?
That's what it used to be called.
Okay, so I think that's done too.
Well, what happened with that is it was meant for
See,
a
now
certain.
you're explaining to me what it is.
Because I don't know how I can, because you don't know. Apparently, you don't know what it is.
Okay, all right, fine. Go ahead, explain it to me.
I don't want to explain it. I don't want to explain it.
Maybe it'll change my mind.
I know it's not going to change your mind. I already
It's not.
know it.
You know it's not.
But it was meant to do one thing, which
To
is
ask the oppressor to stop oppressing me. That's the one thing it was done. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it.
I think you are.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
It was meant to do something, and instead of doing something, it actually ended up being something completely different. It was meant to give people opportunity. I'm not saying to give them anything but opportunity.
The giver.
Well, it eventually became the government.
Okay. And then who was the oppressor?
Oh, come on, man. I mean, we know the history of this country. I'm not
the government.
And once the government changed because of what happened in the Civil War.
How did it change?
Well, there's this thing called the 13th Amendment, which abolished something that was in full effect until then.
Well, speak it. I mean, fuck, man.
Oh, come on, man. You don't know what the 13th Amendment was? Come on, it abolished slavery.
Here's the thing.
Oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. If I gotta teach certain things, I don't think this is we don't have the time to go into it. Let's put it like
that. But I'm saying you're like, no, I want you to understand what DEI is. And then you say the 13th, there was a little thing, the 13th. I think that's a pretty big thing.
Oh, I thought so too, apparently, but now I'm not thinking it is, considering what you're asking me here.
It's just like, look, everybody gets the right to vote. But here's the big thing.
Everybody didn't, but okay.
The big thing, say it again.
Said everybody didn't get the right to vote, but that's okay.
Oh, you mean only men?
For a certain amount of time, yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then they put these little weird tests in locally, like the jelly bean in the jar test. And
and all that shit.
So there's a lot of stuff that kept things that were supposed to happen. That's all.
Exactly. So this is the whole problem that I have with asking the oppressor to stop oppressing me. No, it just doesn't happen. It's just, that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Thurgood Marshall shouldn't have become a lawyer and fought for certain rights for our people, because that would be asking the oppressor, and we shouldn't do that. Or shouldn't we find ways? I want you to understand that's what you're doing.
And maybe
I don't want to do that. I'd rather just make a way for myself. Fuck all the other bullshit. I'm not asking you for freedom. I'm just walking the hell away. So I'm not asking.
So you're just looking at it. You're looking at it purely from an individualistic perspective, then?
No, I'm looking at it from a perspective of self-determination. I'm not waiting on somebody.
Well, I think Frederick Douglass did that, and also Booker T. Washington. They did it in separate ways.
W.E.B. Du Bois are way greater than I will ever be. So let's not get that part twisted.
Well,
I'm not trying to diss whatever it was that they've done,
because what they did has opened up some doors for what we are able to do now. I'm just saying that. Yeah, but they weren't thinking about just themselves. They were thinking about future generations and opening doors that they wouldn't even be able to go through themselves, but they're the future generations.
All do that?
No, I don't think we all do that. Some folks are just purely for
Well, I mean,
themselves.
all good people. I mean,
Oh, all right, okay, all good people. How many good people are
you
out
know,
there
I was
versus
just
the
looking.
bad
All
people?
right, so so
By the way, I'm
anyway,
sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah, you
ignore
hit
the folks in the
the
comments.
comments.
Yeah,
Let's see what
because Amber is with us.
they can't handle this one. This one's a lot.
Let's see. Alicia Littell had an AI fueled profit summit today.
Yeah, and she was just saying that's why she was late.
Oh, that's okay. I'm really interested in what an AI fueled thing is, but let us know because that's kind of sounds interesting. Alan has been here for a while, and Sven and Chris Green. Thank you. I heard so much BS this week that I had to stop and get some actual truth. From John Lawson, you had me until then. Goodbye, Chris. Isn't the one Chris the one that always makes
that's
me
Chris? Yeah, that's
yeah.
he's needling you.
Yeah, he's really good at that too. I'm glad it sounds like you spent time well spent there. Anyway, no, DEI is the new affirmative action, and those are just titles and names. The thought behind it was, all right, these folks have been disenfranchised. They don't have what everybody else has.
They've been oppressed. Just say it, just oppressed. Can we?
All right,
they've been.
I said they were enslaved. All right, is that part of being oppressed? I mean, damn.
Okay, I'm just saying, and disenfranchised. They were oppressed.
And what disenfranchised means? They got nothing. They had no way forward. They had nothing, and there was no future for that.
So it's like, let's rally up and go to the oppressor and ask them for handouts.
Well, I think there was a little bit more to it than that, and I don't think it was
okay. But
I don't think freedom was a handout.
Okay, we were not talking about freedom. We were talking about the oppression of all the things they didn't have.
But you make it sound like
now they give.
You make it sound like all they're doing is just going with with their head hanging low and please give me some stuff. I don't think that's
the way I feel. That's the way I feel.
So do you think those folks wanted to be enslaved? I mean, damn, it's not like
no. I'm not talking about the slave. Look again. We're not talking about being in chattel slavery. But this is after chattel slavery.
Well, do you think?
And this is the result of chattel slavery.
Do you think that things just changed overnight? No,
they didn't change overnight. But it is 150 years later.
Okay, and do you think the playing field has been leveled at any point in those 150 years?
I think the problem is we keep trying to do it that way instead of building our own field.
I think
play our own game with our own rules.
Okay, so why hasn't that happened yet? Why hasn't that worked so far? I'm just curious.
Because there's there's way too many people that really just want to sing Kumbaya and one day have that dream of little black boys and little black girls holding hands with little white boys and little white girls.
I mean,
I don't care if we don't hold hands.
You see that.
You're going to hold my hand because I am who I am. That's it. If you don't like me, bye.
I think we're talking, once again, when we start talking individually, there's a lot of individuals doing good things and bad things.
I think this is the difference between there were two movements at the time in the 60s.
Yep.
There was two movements. There was so what were the two movements? Because I want to use your words. Because you're way better at wordsmithing than I am.
Well, we know the I Have a Dream movement with Martin Luther King and the kind of the peaceful movement towards power, I guess. And then you had Elijah Muhammad and his group of folks, and they had and even before that, they had Marcus Garvey, and you had folks like W. Du Bois versus Booker T. Washington. There's always been this kind of counterpoint, like we need to do our own versus we need to figure out a way to, because we're here, we need to figure out a way to exist and not only exist but actually flourish here. I mean, those are kind of the main two viewpoints.
Now both of those are peaceful, so I want to be very clear about that.
Well, I mean, what are we talking? Nat Turner? I mean, well, I don't know what.
No, I'm saying we're not talking that.
Or H. Rap Brown, or all those Burn Baby Burn, or are we talking
Yeah, we're
Huey
not
Lewis?
talking about that. I'm talking about being self-sufficient and independent
That's
and
like the
not
Marcus Garvey kind of. Well,
okay. Well, Marcus Garvey wasn't like take up arms and let's,
no, that was more
no,
like Nat
Turner
Turner
moves.
and David
Right. So
Walker.
that's what I'm saying. So if we're talking about two different ways to get to the same end, I think the end is the exact desire, which is self-determination, the freedom to do and be whoever you want to be.
I think that's
One
right.
way.
Right.
Okay, so we can agree on that part.
Yeah, I think we agree on that. Now, the only caveat would be some people think we need to move off of or out of the U.S. and find some land of our own.
Yep.
Others are like,
and it
look,
doesn't have to be out of the U.S.
yeah. Well, yeah, because there was a movement to just give us a piece of land in the States, and hey,
let's get our own land versus we'll live in your land and you treat us better. Two different.
Or we live here and we all feel like we have ownership. We have ownership over here. You all have ownership over there. But it's the
and then we go back to Alan's point a while ago, where he said loss of privilege feels like discrimination. So I'm going to kind of flip that and say loss of privilege requires somebody to be unprivileged.
What do when we say loss of privilege? Some of this is
I get to
they never had the privilege. They've never had a level playing field when it comes to privilege and opportunity. I don't think we might not ever get there. I don't know. But we haven't seen it yet, and it's been a mighty long time. And I'm just going to go back to Andreessen's words. Does what we as a people has been through, is he equivocating that for the Trump voter? I mean, do you think?
Let me. Here's the problem I have with DEI.
Okay,
this is the real problem I have with DEI.
I'll just say for the record, I don't like the term. I like what the spirit was meant to be. That's how I'll kind of thread the needle.
I equate this. Oh my God, I don't even want to go down. I'll try not. I'm not going to go down that way.
Okay.
DEI has been equated to the Black experience. So they've taken all these other experiences, put it into a big clay ball on top of the Black experience, and then called it DEI. That's what I don't like about DEI. So my experience as a Black person, former slave, is not the same as your experience. Again, I can only talk in, like those, because that's the way I talk, in the personal. It's not the same experience of you wanting to marry a same-sex couple. It's not the same. And equivocating those two things, to me, has reduced the meaning of what we're even discussing here about the Black experience in America. And that's my problem with DEI. Because now I can't even talk about the Black experience and our, where we are without you throwing in, well, what about the gay people? What about the guy with the dress? What about the Mexicans over here? See, all of that shit. Now it's just become a whole ball. And I can't defend all these parts. And that's the problem I have with DEI.
Well, I'm not even going to speak to that, but I'm going to go back to affirmative action. That happened with affirmative action because, remember, it was really meant for minorities to get certain government contracts, a certain percentage of government contracts.
Right.
And then I guess definition of it got raised to female-owned businesses.
Yeah, always. That always happens. And so we'll throw in the white woman, and then it's like,
Well, that's where.
Now
But
we can give all the subsidies to the white woman, and then we say, "Hey, we're doing DEI, guys. We're good to go."
well, I
It's
think
a,
I don't.
it's a whole game, bro.
I
I don't
know.
play
But
this game.
I was just trying to point out. I think the original spirit of that was to give certain folks, like black folks particularly, an opportunity. Now, what happened is
A reduced opportunity,
that's better
a
than
watered
none.
down opportunity.
There was no opportunity before, so you got to get an
See,
opportunity somehow.
exactly, and I ain't working on the crumbs.
But well, I mean, I don't know what you say because there were some millionaires made out of those crumbs because
Sure,
those
there always are.
government contracts opened it up so that 0% went to like 30% in some instances. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
get
of
it.
hard not, but the thing that you mentioned when that definition changed, and
Yeah.
I think it was I think it was meant, hopefully it was meant to be positive, not just women owned, white women owned, but also black women owned. I think what
Well,
happened was,
black women were already included in the
yeah,
black.
that's what I'm saying. What I think what happened is a lot of folks who were business people that had men at the forefront, they kind of saw an opportunity to put a business with their wife as the person that ran it, and they were able to basically eat out of that part of the that 30% now became like more like 10%.
Exactly.
And that's kind of similar stories to what there's always this kind of regression. It starts out pretty, this is going to be this pile over here is set aside. I'm not saying that's a good thing or bad. It's just now there was a pile set aside, and that pile was originally, taken up by, black folks, and then that pile got split in half because the definition of affirmative action opened up to include women. Not they don't say white women, they just said women.
No, they don't. Of course they don't.
Yeah, but so
it'd be way too damn obvious.
So that opens up the opportunity to. So I think there's always this case that we've been fighting where no opportunity and bondage basically became no written bondage, but opportunity was still lacking. To all right, now we got some policies that are meant to do one thing, but when you open up that definition, that opens up more opportunity for others. And that's where I think affirmative action led to, I guess, what you would currently say DEI, because now it's not only women that are lumped in, it's all these other groups.
Yes.
So that then gives, going back to Andreessen, that gives him the opportunity to lump us all together and say things like he said in that. And that, once again, when you attack that, you attack the opportunities that were at least around. And now he wants, and then pit us getting like the 20 or 30% against like Trump voters, where, well, why aren't you worried about the 70 or 80%? That's where the real deal is. That why aren't you mad at the folks who control that? He's able to pit the low people against the low people in their mind. And that's why, going back to Sammy with his "Can't we all be billionaires?" that is so absurd, because we know through the history of this country that never has been the case, and it'll never be the case, because the folks at the top kind of manipulate all the groups to fight each other. That's why I wanted to bring the Sammy "Can't we all be billionaires?" versus Mark, yeah, we're gonna rip you guys apart and put you against this. That's it. And you look at those things together, it's like it's kind of feels like a game is being played, because one guy is like good cop and the other guy is like reality cop, and they're both billionaires and made their money in tech capitalism. So even though one's saying one and one is saying the other, I think they're basically talking, saying the same thing when you look at the whole equation of it all. And that's why I don't like some of the stuff that's going on and what's being said, because it feels like all it's going to do is perpetuate what we've kind of gone through 275 years. We'll never, the way things go, if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to get the same results, which is these guys keep getting richer and richer, and the rest of us, like the 1%, keep kind of falling further and further behind.
So let DEI die. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I wish the true spirit of it, I really wish the true spirit of it would actually work, but we kind of know it doesn't. But it's not.
So we need to get rid of that. Let that, let that thing sail. Let's do.
But it's not for the reasons that guy is saying. He's saying it's bad and evil because it discriminates against some the Trump voters. I don't think the things that discriminate against the Trump voters. Well, I'm saying the things that discriminate against the Trump voters and against anybody else who's not one of the techno billionaires is they control the power in the direction of what where this thing goes. And the last thing they want to do is open up the population for more power.
So, I mean, are we assuming that no Trump voter can fall under the label of that DEI thing?
I'm not assuming that. I'm not.
Is he assuming that?
I think he does. I think.
Okay. And I think a lot of Trump voters feel that way
because they're kind of led to feel that way. There's once again, always keep the lower groups, and I'm talking lower in terms of power and money, not any other thing. The lower groups fighting for the scraps, as you called it, while the folks up there calling the shots and having the money. Why would they want to change anything? Because it's been working that way for 200.
They're not going to change anything. That's what I'm saying. So you can't force DEI on them to change something because they're not going to change anything.
See, Alan, is you're taking the bait. That's exactly what they want us. All us little folks.
Look, we don't agree, Alan. Of course, we're going to argue about it. We do not agree. Our approaches are different.
No, I think
that's okay.
I think what he was saying is they meaning the power, the techno capitalist captains of the universe.
He's saying you're taking the bait. He's talking about us.
I don't know if he's. Oh well, maybe he is. I don't know.
I'm guessing that's what he's saying.
Please explain that. Please explain that a little bit more.
I want people to understand that.
The whole topic.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We have different approaches. I definitely disagree. I give the civil rights movement all the homage that it deserves, but I don't necessarily agree with the path. I enjoy some of the outcome, but I don't think this outcome was the best outcome if we have taken a different path.
Who says this is the best outcome? I don't believe.
I'm just saying. I don't think
there's any one direction that is proven to be the right one. And partially it's because they're going to fight against anything that makes the status quo different.
Right. But I mean, hey, you can fight against it, but you wouldn't control it.
There's no control. Like the thing.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The thing about
I say control it.
The thing about when you said
one of the set asides.
When you do set aside what, like land? That's what you would have to do if you want.
And that would be done once it's gone. It's gone.
But then what are you doing? You're asking. You're groveling. I mean, can you give us this piece of land? That sounds the equivalent of what you were saying before?
Well,
ain't nobody going to give up the land.
Look, you're happy with doing that, and then get the land. So no, I don't get
that. So you don't mind the groveling then? I mean, you could grovel about land.
I'm saying that you're saying that we groveled and didn't get land versus groveling and get land. I don't. The groveling.
But no, I thought you said you would grovel for land, knowing that you won't get it anyway.
I didn't say I'm saying all of it is groveling. Shit.
So when you're always in,
unless you want to pick up arms and fight for it,
and you'll get slaughtered because you don't have any of the firepower.
So then we need to sit down and have a discussion. But if you want to call that groveling.
You're the
Okay.
one that called it groveling. You're the one that said the oppressor, and we got to go grovel to get what we.
Because you're still
What's the
doing it.
difference? But what's the difference
Because we're
between
still
groveling
doing
for
it.
land or groveling for
We're
rights? It's
still
still groveling,
because we're
right?
still doing it. That's the difference.
But all I'm saying is you called it groveling when you were just talking about freedom or rights or whatever. But I guess it's okay to grovel for land. I mean, groveling is groveling. Whatever you're groveling for, it's still groveling. I think because unfortunately the people at the top have most of the cards, and I don't know how you get those cards away from them on their own, because guess what? People that have power do not want to give any of it up. They'll give up a little money before they give up the power.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Don't ask me. I'm not saying I have all the
All
answers.
right, well then don't ask me.
I'm just saying you were kind of mocking
Shit,
folks.
I mean,
You were kind of mocking
be all
folks
on
and calling them
me.
they were groveling. I don't want to mock those
I
folks.
never said the word grovel.
I thought I heard grovel.
No, I said beg. Difference.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Definition is the same, but okay. You
Okay,
wanna-
whatever.
Good Lord. All right, let's see. Alan is saying, let's see. Groveling can be part of someone else's system versus creating your own.
That's the difference. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
No, the difference is
those are
both
the
of
two-
the
those are the two
realities of
options.
either of them are the same. Unfortunately, it's the same result because
Well,
even
we
if you
don't know
think,
that because we didn't do the other one.
we had Marcus Garvey, we had people with
But we didn't do it.
going to Liberia.
Yes, absolutely. But
thing?
we didn't do it.
Because some of them did.
And I'm sure did they come back?
Some of them did.
I guess I'm sure. Some have.
Yeah.
But at any rate, like I said, man, I think there was two paths. I choose the other one. That's all. I mean, literally, that's why I'm an entrepreneur. I don't work well for others. I just don't.
Well, you work well for customers, don't you? I mean,
but
come on, you're a
to some
coach.
degree.
You're talking to people all the freaking time. So you got to be able to work well. Maybe it's just mindset is like, because I don't have a boss. I have customers or I have clients. So there's a different feeling. With
everybody, I think, yeah.
By the way, Yakub, is that how you say his name?
Yakub, yes.
No, sir. One of us
no,
is
sir. One of us is actually married.
I forgot. What's up, John? See, once again, I take offense to people who leave me out, even if you don't.
What? They're happy to
say hello. Me. Say hello, Yakub.
Hey,
hello, Yakub.
What's up, Yakub?
Hello, Yakub. You don't know me, but I'm saying hello to you. Oh wow, this is a blast from the past.
That's a blast from the past. That's my girl, man.
I remember Karen.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. She was at that first event you did. You had her working like a what was the other lady? Because they were like two of them, like your right hand women.
Man, yes. Oh my God.
See, he's over here forgetting his people.
Yeah, but I forget everybody's name. She'll tell us. It was oh my God. I can see her face, of course. I know it. I just haven't talked to her in a while. But anyway, yes. Michelle, thank you.
I shamed Yakub into saying hi to me. My work is done. All right, let's see.
I think you know what? Here's the thing. This is a healthy conversation that doesn't get had enough.
It's a hard conversation to have. You gotta have it with people you respect and trust.
No, I really like having it out in public.
I didn't say it didn't have to be in public, but you got to be able to have a substantive, whatever you say, conversation where you know the person enough that you're having this discussion with to know that they're not playing you, they're not trying to act a fool. It's a serious conversation. You don't take offense because you know the person you're having the conversation with is their heart is in the right place. You know my heart is in the right place. We can argue, we can disagree, but we can walk away and do this again next week. There's no hard feelings.
Yeah, but we've gotten to that point.
Well, that took a period of time, to where I broke you in and all that. But
Oh, that was definitely the other way around.
Oh, thank you, Amber. We really do appreciate that.
Thanks, Amber.
Yes, and I'm
every once in a while. I really wish Freddie was here.
What was my boy's name? He was from your hometown. Remember, he was the big Trump guy. Yeah, where's he been?
I don't know.
Is hiding.
I don't know. We got people that come and go, and then they come back.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for your insights too.
Really good. There's some Alan be throwing in some nice gems there.
Yes, absolutely, man. This was good. This one's fire.
If we can't talk about this shit.
We can't. We can't, bro.
We can't. We just need to realize that at our ages, it's not easy to change opinions or minds or anything. So I appreciate the conversation, even though I don't know where it got. I don't know if it moved us long anymore, but it's a good conversation to be able to get into every now and again.
It is so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh man, this was fun.
Now, Freddie,
and we'll probably, yeah, I know he would have, Amber. I might have to make this available to him, so Freddie would just go nuts.
What is Freddie, a historian?
No, I don't forget. Freddie sells Black History cards.
Oh, you did mention that. Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm telling you, he sells millions of dollars worth of flash cards.
That's cool.
Black million. And he's got the flash cards. He's got the playing cards. He's built an entire company around that. And now he's doing trips back to Africa, not to live or anything, but travel tours in Africa, primarily a couple of times a year. And it's just really gotten into the whole understanding of Black history, and what I really like about him, he has a good understanding about the business aspect, because that's the part that really I think got lost in a lot of what we ended up doing. I think we did spend way too much time trying to get jobs with white people when we already had businesses that were Black, and we lost a lot of that. And so here we are today, me in my role, as an entrepreneurial coach of other entrepreneurs. I have to remind people, it's like the entrepreneurial spirit, it's just being reawakened in you, because you couldn't get a job with a white person back in the day, and I think that's kind of where we're heading with AI. I don't think we're going to be able, and not just Black or white here. I think jobs are going to be close to a thing of the past.
I think that we have to at least talk a little bit about. There was a time, like you said, where Black communities supported Black businesses because that's all they could go to. They couldn't go to certain stores, or they couldn't, get certain jobs, and so they built up communities where they had their own stores, they had their own schools, and they were able to be somewhat self-sufficient. But what happened is, like you said, there was a time where they couldn't get any jobs, they couldn't go to any universities, and once that changed, some folks wanted to get those education. They wanted to get those government jobs.
Some of us abandoned those things in those neighborhoods. White governments put freeways through those damn neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, they cut them off. They shut them.
Racist burned down some of those neighborhoods. Trust me, we didn't get here, by accident.
No, but there was a
We got here in
component.
spite of all these components.
There was a component because I remember, like, well, I don't remember, but the history stuff. Like being a school teacher was like the best job you could get. Being a mailman was like one of the best jobs you could get, and there was no shame in that. That was actually good because it was a good, clean living, and you can take care of yourself. You can buy things at the stores in your community. But once the opportunities, once again, that word opportunity open up where you could go to a college and get a degree and become a lawyer like Thurgood Marshall. That opened up to some of the, as W.E.B. Du Bois would say, the talented 10th. Now, there's no shame in that, and it's great for people to be able to go do as much as they can. But what happened is when kind of people were able to go further and further away from the community suffered. And that's just an unfortunate part of opportunity. Some people are able to do things that they wouldn't be able to do. Others have to stay back. And once that separation starts, it weakens the community while it might strengthen a few of the individuals. And that happens. That's just the case.
So bring that all the way back to like our conversation this morning and that map.
Ooh, yeah. The manufacturing.
The manufacturing.
Let me see if I can bring that up. I think I got that. I'll bring it up real quick. Keep talking if you want.
No, so I mean, it's like everybody kind of left the manufacturing for bigger opportunities, more money. Can we bring that back? It's like, I don't know. Should we bring that back? I don't know. But it is something that, I really don't know, and that bringing these kind of things, the employer in each state, right? Top employers in each state using 1990, it was all manufacturing and retail, and now it's all healthcare, and barely any manufacturing. And a lot of those, like you said, a lot of those communities hurt because people left those areas to go to these industrial places.
Yeah, the great migration from the south to first it was like the Chicago and then the Northeast. They were going for opportunities, and there was manufacturing opportunities. Now it's like we're kind of in this healthcare centric economy. And the other thing about the healthcare centric economy, outside of doctors, the workers don't get paid a lot. Manufacturing workers get paid pretty nicely. Healthcare workers don't.
They used to.
Yeah, well, the ones that still have a job, I guess.
But they had to do what? They had to, unionize to get paid what they were worth.
To get breaks.
Capitalism. Capitalism, man. It's got its positives and negatives.
Somebody, I forget who it was that was famous for saying, outside of capitalism is the second best system or something like that. The best. No, I'm getting this wrong, but the phrasing was capitalism was the best because everything else was terrible. That's basically every other system that we've come up with. That's what it was. Capitalism is good, is the best system because all the other ones are terrible or something like that. Like communism, socialism, all the other isms.
So it's like it's the best by default.
That's basically it. And it only works very well for the folks who are very successful with it.
Yeah.
Others, they exist, they don't thrive. And in like socialism and communism, they don't have like the profit motive to do everything they can because they won't get the benefits. Like capitalism, people will work their fingers to the bone, their minds to the bone, because there's a payoff. There's the opportunity. There's no lid on the opportunity. I agree with that, but there's so many people that fall through the cracks that don't have my same view and don't have your same view because they haven't had the same experiences as we have. But if you go to socialism and communism, you don't have the motive, the pure motive or inspiration to do your best, because you'll only be, you're capped. You can't get any more. So why work hard? So there's, oh boy, there's so much to all
So
these.
here's the funny thing. I did a chat GPT on that,
Yeah.
and it says the actual quote was, democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others that have been tried. And that was from Winston Churchill, right?
Yeah,
And
that
it says
was
that,
it.
right. And it says that quote has been adopted and adapted to, capitalism isn't perfect, but it's better than anything else we've tried.
Yeah, that's the same. Basically, that's the same thing. You got to do something. There's no perfect anything. Capitalism seems to work best, or at least better than communism. And that's all, but once again, it's all from your perspective. Like, if people don't have a lot of money or a lot of opportunity, then maybe socialism works better because they'll at least get something. But with capitalism, those folks who are super motivated, they have to be in a capitalistic society, or else they won't be motivated to make money because they can't keep it.
Who's Thomas Sowell?
Oh, I cannot stand that guy. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Who is that? Who's Thomas? Who's talking about Thomas Sowell? He's terrible. Oh my god! Don't be bringing his name up. Ugh.
Wow. Hey,
he is. Go ahead and look at stuff he's written, and you get back to me on that.
Really?
I'm surprised he's still alive. That dude's got to be in his 90s.
He's still alive.
Oh my god!
What did he? Oh my god!
He's one of the worst conservative black folks. Oh, I can't stand that guy. He might be worse than like what's that guy? Shelby Smith and some of those other guys. I just cannot.
I don't know what it was. I saw a picture the other day, and it had this big portrait of what's the doctor from Trump's first HUD guy.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, you talking about Ben? Uncle Ben?
Right. And so it had the new guy that kind of works there, and they were taking a picture together at this new portrait that's been hung of Ben Carson. And he was like, he's such an inspiration, blah, blah, blah. He taught me so much. I'm like, what, how to shuffle? I mean,
hey, there was one point in time where Ben Carson was really, people really looked up to him. Yeah.
For a minute. What did he do?
He did like the first
heart transplant, not heart.
Yeah, something like that. Between twins, like
yes, he separated
twin babies or something like that. Yeah,
he separated
their brain or something like that.
And then,
which is an astounding feat. I mean,
right, but then he opened his mouth.
Oh, he wasn't a good speaker, that's for sure. But you don't have to be a good speaker.
Oh my god,
we were already in all of him, and then I don't know what happened to that guy.
How do you know anything happened? He could have been like that all the time.
I don't think so.
Just wasn't an issue.
I gotta hope he wasn't like that all the time. By the way, Alan says we don't have capitalism. That's a myth.
Oh, really? What do we got? What's it called? What would you say?
Well, me, I think we do.
I want him. I want.
Yeah.
You ain't as smart as Alan. Alan's a little smarter.
No, he's not. He's a Jets fan. He can't be that smart if he's continues to be a Jets fan. Yeah, I am curious about what that means, because quite honestly, I don't think there's no pure system anywhere about, but I think we're pretty close to what capitalism is. Now it's been a while since I read some of that stuff, but I know it isn't socialism and I know it isn't communism. We've got a president. We got a president who's trying to make every nickel he can while he's in office. So
he's done a good job.
All right. So he said capital. Yeah, he's done a great job of making money.
Oh yeah, he's killing it.
Capitalism doesn't bail out. That's true. That's why I said it's not a pure form of capitalism. Give subsidies or social. Yeah, you're right. But guess what? Those techno capitalists, they get to use their money to make more money than keep us kind of where we are and keep them where they are. So they get
So
the subsidies.
capitalism's supposed to bail out those industries?
No, they're not supposed to. It's supposed to be free markets.
Okay. Okay.
And subsidies when things go bad are not free markets. They're supposed to just let those, like when Obama saved the car industry.
Yeah, that dude. You know what? I'm not even gonna talk. We don't need to talk. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, we don't have. Don't get yourself wound up.
Oh my God. Oof. Two things that he did that really pissed me off, and that was one of them.
What was the other one?
Obamacare.
See, that's the other thing. You would pure capitalism. Everybody would be responsible for their own expenses. That just once we went through. Oh man, I'm just looking at the email. I just got to keep looking at this stuff. No, we'll never have a pure anything because there's always little things, little tendencies that we need to take care of, or that the pure form of anything you have does not account for.
Yeah. Before people quote me on this, though, when I say Obamacare, I didn't like the watered down version that we ended up with. I wanted full socialized medicine.
Well, I think a lot of people, but you know what? I want people to have health care, but if I'm willing to spend, if I have some money and I'm willing to spend more on a premium version, I'm all for it.
Well, nobody was going to say you couldn't do that. Nobody was going to ever say you couldn't do that. Wasn't going to be against the law.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't.
It wasn't going to be against the law for you to get on a plane and go to Canada.
Bernie Sanders would have said it. Bernie Sanders would not want, the billionaires can take their money and get better care than we do. I mean, they have been forever, but that's not. Yeah. I think it's more important to make sure there's a very good standard of care for everyone. But if you have money and you want to use it, go ahead.
You should be able to do it. Yeah. Hey, you want elective surgery? Fantastic.
Some of you need it.
Ooh.
Let's see. Yeah, these are the things that techno-capitalists have built. Yeah, you're right, Alan. There's no debating that. Going back to Eisenhower building the the interstate system. What billionaire, what technocrat didn't benefit from that? They didn't have to pull it out of their own money. It was done because it was for the whole good of the country.
That got Obama in so much trouble. You remember that?
Oh, when he said that, but it was true.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was so true.
Yeah, how can you argue with that
road?
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
That was tax money. That wasn't coming out of your pocket.
Them folks went off on him. Gosh,
I think
he was so minor compared to the things we get today.
And you know what? I did mean to talk about the upcoming presidential address on AI.
It's coming up.
It's coming up. I think it's next week, the 23rd. I think next week.
Really?
All right, real quickly.
Can't wait.
Do you think any good is going to come out of that?
Out of his address?
Out of anything he has to say? Why does he keep doing this? Sure, yeah. Let's see. This is what he's going to be doing. President Donald Trump plans to deliver a major address on artificial intelligence to outline his vision for ensuring American dominance in AI. Trump's administration is putting the final touches on an AI act. I want to know who the hell is doing that. Who is part of who's putting this AI thing together?
All the AI guys.
Well, I know.
Just met with them.
Well, Stargate. There's Larry Ellison. There's the guy that the SoftBank guy. There's Sammy. But who else? There's some people that are actually on his team.
Oh, I don't know.
I want to know who's whispering in his
idiots.
That's what I'm afraid of. And of course, Elon is kind of like mad now because he's not part of the inner sanctum anymore.
That's twice his ass is going to be left out. You know what happened last time he got left out.
Yeah.
You know what happened last time?
We got what we got. We got this.
Yeah. Oh my God. If he ain't a part of it, it's going to be. Ooh.
All right, Alan.
Okay.
And we're going to bail too, because
we're going to bail too. So I think what we'll do is we'll make this the head topic of next week.
Yeah, we'll be able to review
We'll
it.
respond to it
Yeah, we'll
as
respond.
opposed to try to guess what because anything that I can never guess because he uses such juvenile language that listening to him is going to be like scratching the chalkboard for me. So
yeah, hopefully we'll be able to give our thoughts after it's
we'll
taking place.
Yeah.
So yeah, gear up because that could be a wild one next week.
Yeah.
Who knows? Because the stakes are so high on this AI stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, folks. We will see you next week. Thanks for the comments, and it's been great.
Thanks for dealing with us.
Yeah, it's been.
Especially.
I always say that. Man, I was kind of wired the whole day for the afternoon one and for this one. I need a break.
Yeah. You need to stop drinking all that coffee.
I got to turn the lights off. Just
all that caffeine.
Sit in a dark room. All right, folks. We'll see you next week.
I'll get you a gummy.
No thanks.